I know the facts.
Okay.
Whoever said that that wasn't true doesn't know the facts.
Sarah Palin was one of the most famous people in politics, until it all came crashing down for her when her husband, Todd, filed for divorce in one of the most bizarre ways possible. You'll never believe the truth about Sarah Palin's secret life. Sarah's personal life has changed a lot in the last few years, but the craziest difference may be her marriage. Sarah and Todd were high school sweethearts and had been married for over 30 years. In 2019, something completely unexpected happened that left Sarah totally stunned. Sarah had received an email from Todd's lawyer that was letting her know he had filed for divorce. Shockingly, he had filed on his 55th birthday, which was 3 months before she got the email. Todd hadn't said anything to her about the divorce, and people couldn't believe how cold it was of him to let her find out the way she did. Todd claimed the reasons for filing was due to irreconcilable differences, but something else in the document was noted. Differences in the couple's personalities had made it almost impossible for Todd to live with Sarah. Sarah was in disbelief and wanted to try to work things out. The Palins tried marriage counseling, but the damage had been done. Their divorce was finalized in 2020. People started speculating about what could have gone wrong. Some people thought Sarah's fame was too much for Todd, who always seemed to stay out of the limelight. Others thought that maybe there was some truth to the crazy rumors the Palins had faced for years. Sarah was involved in some pretty scandalous rumors in the past. One of the rumors was that Sarah had been seeing one of Todd's coworkers during a 6-month affair. Another was about her allegedly being romantically involved with an ex-NBA player. She wasn't the only one hit with accusations, though. Todd was accused of having an affair of his own. There was a rumor that Todd had been involved with a massage therapist in an inappropriate way. Other speculations about the Palins accused them both of something shocking and illegal. Rumors about both Todd and Sarah being involved in illegal substance use were also going around. It seemed like her political fame was bringing more negative press than anything. Both Sarah and Todd denied all of the cheating and substance rumors and claimed they were nothing but lies. Whatever the reason was for the Palins' divorce, Sarah was trying to move on in a way that not everyone expected. Sarah's world had been turned upside down by the divorce, but this year she claimed she felt safe again. She was moving on from the divorce and had found a new relationship. You're never going to believe who Sarah's new man is. Sarah started dating ex-NHL player Ron Duguay earlier this year. She says that the relationship feels comfortable and that it's nice to have Ron's help. He's been taking care of the yard and property while Sarah's been planning something surprising. Sarah seems to be trying to get back on the political track and is running for Congress. She is hoping to take over a seat in the House of Representatives. Even though she made history becoming Alaska's first female governor, not all Alaskans are a fan of Sarah. A lot of Alaska natives don't have faith in Sarah and even think of her as a quitter. She resigned from her position as governor after only 3 years. A big reason for her stepping down was because she was involved in a costly legal battle. Sarah owed more than $500,000 in legal fees, and it was too much for her to handle on her own. The Alaska Fund Trust was created to help her pay the fees from ethics complaints she had gotten. What Sarah was accused of ended up being pretty insane. Kim Chapman, an Alaskan native, filed a complaint against Sarah that was shocking. She accused Sarah of using money from her political action committee to travel to a pro-life rally in Indiana. Kim wasn't the only person who had a problem with Sarah's decisions. Many people were upset that Sarah had allegedly used the money from her committee, but the anger didn't stop there. Kim accused Sarah of abusing her power as a political official. The fact that Sarah was okay letting the people donate to paying her legal bills left people feeling more mad. Alaskans haven't been the only people with negative thoughts about Sarah's politics. When Sarah was chosen to be a 2008 vice presidential candidate by the late John McCain, people voiced their opinions loud and clear. Some of them thought that Sarah wasn't prepared for the role because she was still relatively new to politics. Others thought her comments were too bizarre at times. Things looked even worse for Sarah when it was reported that someone totally unexpected had negative views on her as well. John McCain had even wished he had chosen someone else other than Sarah at times. She was criticized a lot for not seeming to care about facts. Some people thought that she had dragged down John's chances of winning the election. There is a politician that does support Sarah in politics, and it's honestly shocking. Former President Trump has supported Sarah, and Sarah has done the same for Trump. This might help understand one of her stances that might seem unpopular to some people. Sarah has been against the COVID vaccine since the beginning of the pandemic. She refuses to get the vaccine and let her 14-year-old son, Trig, get the shot. Her reasons for being incredibly against it are actually pretty surprising. Sarah claims that she doesn't want or need the COVID vaccine because she believes in science. She had backed up the statement by saying that if she were to get the virus, she would then have naturally immunity against it. Some people don't understand why Sarah claims that that's how science actually works, especially with what has happened since the start of the pandemic. Sarah and Trig both got COVID in March 2021, and people were worried for them. Trig was born with Down syndrome, and the virus and any fevers can really harm his health. Thankfully, both Trig and Sarah recovered. Earlier this year, something happened that probably took Sarah by surprise. In January, Sarah was seen dining inside of a New York City restaurant. New York law states that anybody eating inside a restaurant has to have gotten the COVID vaccine. People were upset that she was risking the health of other people and also for not caring about the state's law. But that wasn't all. Sarah went back to the restaurant a few days later to apologize and was allowed to stay and eat in the outdoor dining section. People were even more mad at Sarah this time because she had done something that's honestly unbelievable. When Sarah went to the restaurant, she had already tested positive again for COVID. She knew she had the virus when she decided to go back. She was slammed by people for being selfish and not caring about others. If not being concerned with the public health wasn't enough to not support Sarah's new political campaign, some people had another reason that's honestly crazy. Sarah has made several TV appearances over the years and even had her own 9-part reality show called Sarah Palin's Alaska. A reality TV appearance by Sarah has a lot of Alaska natives feeling embarrassed by the politician. On an episode of The Masked Singer, a rapping pink bear was revealed to be Sarah, even though she explained to the host, Nick Cannon, that it was a slam to her haters. Not everyone saw it that way. A lot of Alaskans think that Sarah cares more about herself than she does the people in her state. She does seem to care a lot about the public view of herself, but that might just be because of her career. Another point that's been made by people is actually in defense of Sarah. Some people don't think she would get nearly as bad of press if she weren't a woman. Tabloids have criticized her appearance, her marriage, and even her children. When her kids are involved, that's crossing a line. Whether or not the bad press would have happened if she were male, some of the hate Sarah and her family have gotten is unfair. Sarah tried to defend herself, even legally. She actually filed a lawsuit to protect herself that shocked many people. In 2017, Sarah claimed that the New York Times newspaper was defaming her. They had faulted Sarah's campaign images for sparking a very tragic event in Tucson, Arizona. She was involved in the huge defamation case for years, trying to deny the claims. The lawsuit wasn't over until this year. Earlier this year, Sarah's court date to settle the lawsuit was pushed back when she got COVID again. When she had recovered, the jury let her know what they had found in the case. Surprisingly, Sarah ended up losing the lawsuit. She had a positive result in something else recently that had shocked many people. In the early polls of Sarah's Congress run, she had to run against about 50 other candidates. In June, it was revealed that Sarah was in the top 4. Because of her placement, she will go on to compete in Alaska's general election in August. After getting into the many crazy details of Sarah Palin's life, I want to know your thoughts about her. What do you think about the way Todd filed for divorce from Sarah? Do you think she should win the election in August? Let me know in the comments down below.